Life, my friends, is a peculiar dance. We twirl and spin, often unaware that we are the ones calling the tune. And for many of us, the tune has been set to the rhythm of being nice. But what if I told you that this seemingly virtuous path might be leading you astray? Now, don't misunderstand me. There's nothing inherently wrong with kindness or consideration. These are beautiful qualities that make our world a bit brighter. But there's a vast difference between genuine kindness and the mask of niceness we often wear. You see, being the nice guy isn't about true goodness. It's a role we play, a character we've crafted to fit into society's mold. We've been told since childhood that being nice is the key to success, to friendship, to love. But have you ever stopped to question this belief? Think about it. How often have you said yes when you wanted to say no? How many times have you swallowed your true feelings to keep the peace? How frequently have you put others' needs so far above your own that you've lost sight of what you truly want? This, my friends, is the trap of being the nice guy. It's a subtle form of self-betrayal, a quiet way of erasing your own desires and boundaries. And the irony is, it doesn't even work. Being nice doesn't guarantee success or love or respect. In fact, it often achieves the opposite. When we constantly prioritize being nice over being authentic, we send a clear message to the world. My feelings, my opinions, my very self. These things are less important than your comfort, and the world, believe it or not. But here's the kicker. This isn't just about how others see us. It's about how we see ourselves. Every time we choose niceness over authenticity, we chip away at our own self-respect. We teach ourselves that our true selves aren't worthy of expression. Now you might be thinking, but isn't it selfish to put myself first? And to that I say, what if it is? What if selfishness in its purest form is exactly what we need more of in this world? I'm not talking about the kind of selfishness that tramples over others. I'm talking about the radical act of honoring your own existence, of treating yourself with the same consideration you so freely give to others. Consider this. When you're on an airplane, what does the flight attendant tell you about oxygen masks? Put on your own mask before assisting others. There's profound wisdom in this simple instruction. You cannot truly help others if you're suffocating yourself. So how do we break free from this nice guy syndrome? It starts with a simple yet revolutionary act. Saying no. No to the things that drain you. No to the obligations that don't serve you. Saying no is an act of self-love. It's drawing a line in the sand and declaring, this is where I begin. It's recognizing that your time, your energy, your very life force is precious and limited. And it's choosing to invest these resources wisely. But here's the beautiful paradox. When you start saying no to the things that don't align with your true self, you create space to say a wholehearted yes to the things that do. You open up possibilities for genuine connections, for work that truly fulfills you, for a life that resonates with your deepest truths. Now, I can almost hear some of you protesting. But won't people dislike me if I stop being nice all the time, perhaps? But ask yourself this: do you really want to be liked for a persona you've crafted rather than loved for who you truly are? The truth is, when you stop being the nice guy and start being real, you might lose some people from your life. But these are the people who are in love with your mask, not your face. The ones who truly matter, they'll stick around. In fact, they'll probably breathe a sigh of relief to finally meet the real you. And here's another secret. People respect authenticity far more than they respect niceness. When you stand firm in your truth, when you honor your own boundaries, you give others permission to do the same. You create a space of honesty and genuine interaction. This isn't about becoming unkind or inconsiderate. It's about finding a balance between compassion for others and compassion for yourself. It's about recognizing that you too are worthy of your own kindness. Think of it like this: you are the protagonist of your own life story. Would you want to read a book where the main character constantly sacrifices their own happiness for others, never stands up for themselves, never pursues their own dreams? That would be a pretty unsatisfying story, wouldn't it? So why are you living that story? It's time to rewrite the script. It's time to step into the role of the hero in your own life. And sometimes being the hero means being the villain in someone else's story. It means disappointing people. It means making choices that others might not understand or approve of. But here's the thing: you're not responsible for other people's reactions to your truth. You're only responsible for living it. Now, this journey from nice guy to authentic self isn't an easy one. It's not a switch you can flip overnight. It's a practice, a daily commitment to honoring your own existence. Start small. The next time someone asks you to do something you don't want to do, pause before automatically saying yes. Check in with yourself. How do you really feel about this request? What would saying yes cost you in terms of time, energy, or peace? Is it worth it? If the answer is no, then say no. You don't need to justify it. You don't need to make excuses. A simple "I'm sorry, but I can't do that" is enough. Remember, no is a complete sentence. As you practice this, you'll likely feel uncomfortable at first. You might feel guilty or selfish or afraid of conflict. That's okay. These feelings are just the growing pains of your emerging authentic self. Feel them. Acknowledge them. But don't let them stop you. Over time, you'll start to notice changes. You'll have more energy because you're not constantly depleting yourself for others. You'll have more time because you're not filling your schedule with obligations you don't truly want. You'll have more genuine connections because you're showing up as your real self. Perhaps the most significant change will be in how you feel about yourself. There's an incredible sense of freedom that comes from living authentically. When you're no longer contorting yourself to fit others' expectations, you can finally stretch out into your full self. Now some of you might be wondering, but what about compassion? What about helping others? And to that I say, true compassion comes from a place of fullness, not depletion. Think of yourself as a well. If you constantly allow others to draw water from you without ever replenishing yourself, you'll eventually run dry. But when you prioritize filling your own well first, you have an abundance to share with others. This is the paradox of self-care. It might seem selfish on the surface, but it's actually the foundation of genuine generosity. When you're coming from a place of authenticity and self-respect, your acts of kindness are no longer about being nice. They're expressions of your true self, freely given because you want to, not because you feel you have to. So my friends, I challenge you to stop being the nice guy. Stop sacrificing your truth on the altar of others' comfort. Stop dimming your light to make others feel brighter. Stop shrinking yourself to fit into spaces that were never meant for you. Instead, be real. Be authentic. Be unapologetically yourself. Will it be uncomfortable? Absolutely. Will it ruffle some feathers? Most likely. But remember, comfort is the enemy of growth. Those ruffled feathers are the sound of you spreading your wings. As you embark on this journey of authenticity, you might find yourself facing resistance, both internal and external. The voice of the nice guy inside you will protest. It will tell you that you're being selfish, that you're risking too much, that it's safer to stay small and agreeable. But I want you to recognize this voice for what it is. Fear. Fear of rejection, fear of conflict, fear of the unknown. While fear has its place in keeping us safe from genuine threats, it's a poor guide for living a fulfilling life. So when you hear that voice, thank it for its concern, and then gently but firmly set it aside. Remind yourself that you're not doing this out of selfishness, but out of self-respect. You're not rejecting others, you're embracing yourself. As you practice this, you'll start to notice something fascinating. The more you honor your own boundaries, the more others will respect them. And that, my friends, is what will truly make the world a better place. Not your niceness, but your realness. Not your agreeableness, but your authenticity. Not your mask, but your true face. So stop being the nice guy. Start being the real guy. So go out there and give it to them. Your journey to authenticity starts now.